So we've got an absolute ton of presets. All of these can be fully customized to your heart's content if you so desire. You've got pretty much every kind of demographic represented. We've got face variations that you can go through. Yeah, for that one. You can make them super pale. I like the way that it kind of fades through. You can make them dark skinned. You know, you've got the full suite of. Oh, they're quite cool, actually. I didn't realise they were more mottled. Now, I spent the majority of my time in the Diablo 4 Endgame. Oh, look at the glistening. In the Endgame beta on Necromancer and Druid. I did play the other three classes, but I only got them to about between level 12 and level 23. I think I got the Sorceress to. Whereas I got the Necromancer into the 60s and the Druid into the high 50s, if I remember correctly. And you might be thinking, Dema, if you played close to 200 hours, how did you not get multiple characters to level cap? Well, the one thing that I did do is uncovered the entire map. I went everywhere. I found a good number of the dungeons. I did as many of the dungeons as I could. Again, can't talk about them, but I did a lot of them. And I had a really good time. I think, and in fact, I said this to Blizz in the feedback. If they had released Diablo 4 as it was then, I would have been happy. I mean, there was a lot of unfinished stuff at that point. There was quite a lot of placeholder bits and pieces. Arguably, I think Barbarian could maybe do with a few extra hairstyle possibilities. But, you know, we've got some, and they're cool. I'm going to go with that one. We've got some funky-ass two-tone hairstyle options, which I really like. That on a Necromancer looks really cool. As does that. It's just got that slight sheen to it. As does that. If you like your interesting greeny colours, that's a good choice. I'm going to go with... I think I'm going to go with that for this particular character. We have a reasonable number of makeup options. These are... I think some of these are shared between different character classes. Pretty certain some of them are. I'm going to go with the face stripe, which you can actually... Can you change the colour of that? I can't remember. No, I think that's just for body markings. There's a huge number of jewellery options. Like loads, but I like that one. We've got a good selection of really high detailed body markings. Again, a lot of these... That's very glossy. A lot of these are shared between characters as well. For example, that's also available on the Necromancer. But yeah, there's a lot of really cool customization options for you to play around with. They won't be for everybody. You can't please everybody when it comes to this kind of stuff. So you can change the colours of them, and again, they're really high resolution. I'm going with the kind of blue because it reminds me of the Barbarian Farm D3. We're not going to have a hardcore character, and don't ask me why this is the name of the character. Fruit Wizard is always the name of my barbarians. It's a thing with my friends. I'm going to put the tutorials on simply so you can see them, and we're also going to put it on World Tier 2 because I am not a newbie. I've got 2,400-ish hours in Diablo 3. And I've not seen any of this before because I played the Endgame beta, not the press beta.
For humankind. It was forged as a refuge from the war between the high heavens and the burning hells. Instead, it became a new battleground.
And here we are,
conflict.
in the cutscene.
A secretive group called the Haradrim has kept mortals safe. But now this once powerful order is a husk of what it was.
Good word, husk.
And Sanctuary's ancient creators have returned to claim the hearts of humankind.
So this is a couple of centuries after the events of D3, from what I recall.
This is the story of their downfall.
Spoilers? So both Anarius and Lilith. 30? Textures on the bird's body versus its head look a bit weird. But again, this is a beta. It's not finished. I might need to turn the volume up, actually, because I've turned that down, haven't I? It would be really easy to nitpick every single thing in this game. You know, if you are a Blizzard hater, as many people are, and I'm not saying that you've got no right to that, you know, Blizzard as a company deserve a fair amount of derision and mockery. Food wizard? Gasp. Grunt. Come back. Hoss. Yeah, definitely need to put the volume up. But yes, it would be really, really easy to be super picky about every single teeny tiny thing, as if you know, just to make yourself feel better. There was a dev video with one of the devs and Bloodshed, one of the Diablo content creators, that went live yesterday. And it was the console version of the game. And people were absolutely taking the piss that they happened to be doing it in an area that looks a little bit like an area in Diablo 3. Because it was lit, essentially. I honestly think that people would not be happy and won't be happy with Diablo 4 simply because there is light to see by. Oh, it's not dark enough. It's not gritty and gothic enough. It's like, seriously. Some of the dungeons in this game are dark as hell. And I don't mean that with the obvious pun. There's some horrible looking stuff in some of these dungeons. Now, I know I can be a bit of a wuss, but as somebody who appreciates world building and the gothic stylings, this game does gore and horrid stuff really quite well, in my opinion. Was it the best dungeon for them to choose to look at in terms of showing off the game's differences from Diablo 3? Probably not.
I should find better shelter before I freeze.
Right. We're in. I can't remember how to hide the log. There is an option for it. Ah! The green glow thing is... Ah, there we are. The green glow thing is working. This was not working in the closed beta. Let's get some proper volume going on. I'm actually going to put the music up as well because I turned it down eventually. Don't know why it's on 7.1. Because I do not have a 7.1 sound setup. I'm just going to put it on stereo. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Cinematic subtitles. So, we're here. We're in Diablo 4. And as I said, I do not know how much of this is the same as what I've already played in terms of the balancing and systems. You know, I played from level 1 to level 63 or whatever it was that I got on my Necromancer. But there was no campaign. already I am just very, very grateful for the lack of the big ass watermarks that we had to deal with in the endgame beta test. If you've seen any of the leaked stuff, and there was, you know, plenty, we had unique identifying numbers plastered all over the screen, and in some areas it made it very difficult to actually see what was going on. In some locations, it just faded completely into the background and you could barely notice it, but they were sadly few and far between. I didn't realise that this stayed on. I thought this was only when we were behind objects. Oh no, maybe it does just stay on. I don't know. I don't mind either way. It makes things easier for me to see. Now, hopefully, having turned up the volume, you will get to appreciate the sound design. Not all of the sounds are final in this beta, but all of the sounds that I recall from the endgame beta were just good. No, they were good quality sounds.
Should clear up when the storm is past.
I am not low on life. I remember doing that in the closed beta as well. Combat has a great sense of weight to it. And it is definitely slower than Diablo 3. If you desperately want that fast-paced movement around the map, you're not going to get it in D4. You know, even though I didn't play Barbarian, Rogue, or Wizard, Sorceress to the super high levels, I did have a play with most of the skills, and the movement options that they have are definitely nowhere near the kind of zip round that you might be used to with Diablo 3 or Path of Exile. You know, they all have movement spells. You know, you've got Teleport for the Wizard, you've got Leap for the Barbarian, you've got Blood Surge, Mist, one of the two, can't remember which it is, for the Necro.
Another abandoned town.
So you put your weapons away in town.
Everywhere. Fangs in the dark. Gah! He bit me!
Careful! He's a wild one.
Yeah, so you put your weapons away in town. Oh, they've updated this map. This is ever so slightly cleaner and crisper, I believe. I've seen some people complaining about the font. So it's a bad font choice. It's like, it's not a bad font choice. This is actually a really good, readable, accessible font choice. Don't like it? Tough. Stop just thinking about yourselves. Don't like that opinion? Find another video to watch.
What's it to you?
Oswin, hush! I'm sorry, Wanderer. You've come at a difficult time.
Difficult.
This madman just stumbled into town and started causing trouble.
Demons spilling from the ruins. Kill us all! Kill us all!
Ruins? What is he talking about?
Come, I'll explain.
You do that. Yes, I wonder whether... Yes, so I expect we're going to get a lot of this. Because the you know, it's launch day for early access beta. There will be an absolute ton, one suspects, of disconnects. But I can edit them out for you. There will, of course, be people saying, oh, failed game, can't get in at launch, etc., etc. It's like, this is an early access beta. It is not just a demo. I know it's fashionable to say, oh, it's just a glorified demo. They're not going to change anything. It's like, this is not a week before launch. You know, it is still 3 months from launch of D4. I do not know whether this is the same as the press beta build that people played in December last year and more recently, but it is not the game. I'm sure somebody would be able to actually look up that code down at the bottom and say whether it was the same as the press beta, because I didn't play the press beta. I had no story. I had some side quests to do, many of which were really good, despite the robotic voices for a lot of them. My expectations of, oh yeah, I'm going to come home and everything's going to work perfectly and it's going to be amazing. Like, no, because I'm not an idiot. There we go. Queued for login. 28 minutes left.
20 minutes later.
Will this work? Who knows? Possibly, possibly not. Generally speaking, once you're actually into the login servers, you tended to be okay.
I should find better shelter before I freeze.
A little bit of a rollback. You have cross-network play enabled and may encounter players on other platforms. Ah, wargs. That. I can't remember what I was saying. There are a lot of angry, crying people on social media, as if none of them have ever actually experienced a beta test launch before and just expect the game to work perfectly off the bat because they think it's some kind of glorified demo.
Another abandoned town.
Demons everywhere.
It's not how it works, people.
Ah! He bit me!
Careful! He's a wild one.
What's it to you?
Come.
You can skip this conversation because we've seen it already. Now, it's possible that the game will crash again here.
There is evil staring in the ruins to the north. That poor monk back there must have gone inside. Even a holy man like him was driven mad by whatever he saw.
Armor vendor. NPCs have appeared. Healer.
If Devmir's taking up all the space by the fire, just give him a shove.
Fire's looking good, but I should watch it a little longer to make sure it doesn't go out.
Yes. It isn't safe here.
Could you protect us from whatever is out there? We have nowhere else
Sure.
to turn.
No one should live in fear. I will cleanse the old ruins of evil.
Truly? Oh, thank you.
I feel like I should probably... Ooh, level up. Level 2. Press A to spend skill points on your skill tree. So, we have got Lunging Strike, Bash, Frenzy, or Flay. I obviously went for Frenzy when I played the Barb originally, because that's what I used in D3. Quest progress saved. Nine Fury. I'm going to try Flay. Why not? This is our paper doll. As a barbarian, we get multiple weapon slots. We've got individual slots for consumables and quest items, so they don't fill up your inventory, which is a good job because this is all you get. If you want to see the full skill tree, that's what it looks like. Rend Whirlwind. Gotta love it. In terms of graphics, I think I've got everything maxed out. Technically, we can put it on custom. We don't have ray tracing on. In fact, we don't seem to have ray tracing options, which is interesting. No, that doesn't add ray tracing options. It's possible that they just aren't in this particular build of the game, which, to be honest, is pretty good. Ah, that's that. If we turn that off, there we go. I will actually probably play with the player highlight on when I'm not recording. Nice, so that's got a bleed on it, so I only need to hit them once, really, and they'll probably die from that. Hopefully, you can appreciate the crunchiness of the sound design. Let's put some pants on. A bear! So you can actually see the damage over time ticking down. Doesn't take you very long to get to about level 10, from what I remember. That's not going to die from that. So you can see how much damage the bleed is going to do, which I really appreciate, frankly. So I know that that's going to kill it. That's not. That will. Potion charges. I think that's a nice little change. FPS is kind of overlapping with that, unfortunately. The Abandoned Halls. I've not been to this one. I did quite a lot of the dungeons here, but at least one of them was bugged. Smack. Most things are destructible and have full-on physics to them. Doors actually open in this, which they didn't in the in-game beta. I don't know whether I'm allowed to say that, actually. Probably should try not to say too much. Challenge, Juggernaut. But yeah, you can break stuff. I feel like this map is ever so slightly different in terms of style. Right. Damage numbers ticking away. You can turn those off. Just potion charges. Potion charges are essentially health potions that you automatically pick up. I know a lot of people weren't a massive fan of the just single potion on a cooldown thing from Diablo 3 with the kind of blood orbs. I actually quite like that as a system. But some people prefer the way that Path of Exile does it. I feel like this is a decent balance, and you can upgrade your health potion. I actually got another... I got another thingy point, didn't I? Right. Enhanced Flay. Flay has a 10% chance to make the enemy vulnerable for 2 seconds. Vulnerable is amazing. And it tells you what it does down at the bottom of the tooltip. They take 20% increased damage. So, let's do that. I haven't planned out a build for this character. I haven't, you know, I didn't write down anything from the original test. Oh, crap. One thing that I haven't done is change my potion button. Let's quickly do that. Controls. Key bindings. Use potion. Is on 6, which is where it always goes for me. Has done for years and whatever ARPG I'm playing, because I play with an MMO mouse, so I have all of the numbers beneath my thumbs. If you've never played an MMO or an RPG like that, highly recommend it. Now, you'll notice that we're not absolutely massacring things right at the start. Whirlwind. Because, of course. I'll tell you about all that kind of stuff once we get to it. Because, as I said, I've done a lot of the endgame stuff. Just the campaign stuff is new to me. But hide boots. Better armor. Don't mind if I do. White items, you'll notice, have got a stat on it, and that's basically it. So nobody's going to get confused at the start. That's obviously too simple for some people, but, you know,
I need more fury.
Can't please everybody. Crunch, 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 crunch. The purple is that we are vulnerable, so we're taking 20% more damage as well. Here's our first blue item from that elite drop. What do we got? +4 strength, so blue items get a single affix. I'm hoping people can look at this and say, yeah, you know, this is what we want from Diablo in terms of the look and tone. You know, the lighting is nicely done. It's dark, it's grim, it's grisly. There's nothing here that's making people go, oh, this is too bright and colourful. It's not like it's, oh, this is Whimsyshire. Some cash. Oh, yeah, that's the thing.
I'm not ready yet.
So we can press spacebar to evade attacks. It's got a cooldown on it, as demonstrated there. The healing well. Let's use that. I found that healing wells were a bit more useful in the endgame beta than they were in Diablo 3. The hell are these things? I do not know if it is possible to do kind of a spin to win perma uptime whirlwind build. It might be. Certainly isn't right now. And as I said, I didn't play enough Barbarian. You can run off, mate, but you're going to die. Fallen Shaman. If you have played a lot of Diablo 3, you'll notice that these somewhat familiar enemies have got a redesign. They're taller, they're ganglier. Nothing. No, nothing hidden in there. One thing of note about the Barbarian is that you do need to finish your attack before it will go into the next one. So if you hit attack and then hold down whirlwind, it takes a while.
I don't have enough fury.
Right, you're dead. health potion drops were fairly plentiful. So I would not worry too much. See, this is starting to get a bit creepier. I wouldn't worry too much about using your health potions. I never ran out. And I did some testing on the druid as regards, you know, how many enemies could I go and pull on World Tier 3.
I need more fury.
200 sword, eh? Nice. Plus 16 damage. It's the little upgrades at this kind of level. Every little helps. Yeah. So now this looks a little bit like the thing that I was talking about earlier in the kind of Bloodshed and Dev demo, where it's like, oh, there's colour. It's like, well, yeah, because it's a torch, and torches give off coloured lights. You know, the entire game isn't like this, but again, you know,
I'm out of fury.
people want to moan. Ooh. Yes, please. So yeah, use your health potions. You know, you can upgrade the number of uses of them. Oh, there's a healing well there. I could have used that instead. Cool candle. Hello. Decapitated priest.
I'm out of fury.
Ow. Oh, hello, friends. Ouch. Now, a lot of people were saying, oh, the fights are too easy. There's no,
I'm not ready.
there's no challenge, etc., etc., etc. Ow.
I'm low on fury.
You do get a lot of health potions. That much I will say. Just dodge out of that. There you go. You're dead, mate. Level 5. Darkness Within. Weapon expertise has now been unlocked. So this is the Barbarian's class feature. We kill with different weapons to get XP for those weapons, and then the different weapons get different bits and pieces. Right, let's see. Gain fury when we hit. Yeah, let's go with that. I probably should choose something other than Whirlwind. What else have we got? Upheaval. Double swing. Rend. I might try Upheaval, because I didn't try that. Oh, that's a way out. Somebody's just left some gold randomly lying around. Back into town? Put our weapon away automatically?
You've returned.
I have.
The old ruins are clear. Your town should be safe now.
For now.
Truly. Ha! By the light, you are heaven sent. Oh, I'm so sorry. We haven't any coin to offer. But we have hot stew, good company, and...
Stay for a pint.
Wash out the taste of the stew. We'd be honored if you'd join us.
To our savior.
I'm not so sure about the kind of flashes to white in terms of transitions, but yeah, I'll deal. Uh-oh. Were they all in on it? Betrayal. Oof. Oh dear. That is not how I expected that to go. Oh. Sound design. Lovely. I saw my corpse, and from my mouth crawled hatred. A father built his children on a pyre, and a mother moulded a new age from the ashes. I saw the weak made strong, a pack of lambs feasting on wolves. Tears of blood rained on a desert jewel, and the way to hell was torn asunder. Then came a spear of light, piercing hatred's heart, and he who was bound in chains was set free. Oh dear. This looks like a fun room. Yeah, Diablo 4's not really dark and gritty and grimy enough. It looks too much like Diablo 3. I'm going to be really sarcastic all the way through this. If you're not here for that, I'm very sorry. But some of the critique has really pissed me off.
By mother's blood, by mother's body, so shall you witness her glory.
Oh!
Before you die.
Be nice if he left footprints.
Not ready yet.
This is a Haradrim. Oof! Oof!
They're coming! The whole damned village! Get up! Get up! We have to fight our way out! There! Take them!
Oh dear!
May the light preserve us. Lost souls! All of you!
I mean, they didn't take my weapons, which was a bit of a mistake. Take that vulnerability! Yes. 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 Take that, Stannis. And you, Vanny.
You are blessed like us now.
Your definition of blessed is not the same as mine.
That was all of them. Light willing.
Hello, Yosef. Ah, the madman from the shed, the monk, yes.
Madman. Those heretics drugged me after I returned from the ruins.
Ah.
Just like you. I came to my wits and escaped. Tried to get inside the chapel, but it was locked and...
Oh dear. Oh. Oh.
What manner of evil is this? Petals? Of blood?
They must have fed them to me.
That could probably stay on the ground as well.
Ritual. How did they learn this?
Or show them being swept away by the wind.
The answer lies in the chapel.
But those are tiny, tiny storytelling details.
For a reason. The key might be on that woman who was leading them.
Chapel key. Quest complete. Unlock the chapel door. Ugh, Screechy. I don't remember whether I came to Novesk before. I must have done.
Only fire can cleanse the darkness in this place. Have a look inside, but hurry. I will prepare the torch.
Is this real?
Oh. Whoa. This is an in-game cinematic. Nice. I like the detail that the bell didn't ring straight away, because that's not actually how bells work. Having just played the Resident... Oh, that's nice effect on the stained glass. Having just played Resident Evil 4 Chainsaw demo, the ringing of the bell brings with it certain...
Shameful. Our Father has granted you a path to salvation. And yet, you stray from it at every opportunity.
A religious zealot?
Gamble.
In a Diablo game?
You covet and steal. Shameful.
Uh-oh. Well, that's,
Sin is their birthright.
Oh, hi. Ow.
My children. The lords of hell are coming to devour our world. Salvation lies not in the light, but in you.
Nice details on the eyes.
Faith has taught you to deny your heart's desire and turned you into a prisoner within yourself.
I like the silhouette as well.
Break the chains and discover who you were meant to be.
Who does the voice acting?
Break the chains and be beautiful in sin.
Resist! Resist her temptation! Vani, it's me. I brought your child into this world.
Oh, nice. They didn't like the priest much then. Ooh. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Yeah, no. Diablo 4's, it's a kiddie's game. It's too colourful.
They have awakened.
Elias is this guy's name. We've not known that before.
First of many. Go to the dry steps and continue your preparations. Now, our true work begins.
Bum, bum, bum.
You came to thank the light.
Interesting. So we get some story details right from the start, which is great. I haven't played the Diablo 3 storyline in a very long time. I know it's received a lot of criticism, and most of that boils down to, oh, they made Diablo a girl, we don't like girls. I don't recall the storytelling being particularly bad in D3, unless you're, misogynistic. Diablo 2 storytelling I had massive issues with, and it's one of the reasons why I've barely broke double digits in terms of my actual playtime in that game, because you're not involved. You're not part of the story. You know, I've played the first act and a bit, and I was bored shitless, frankly, because the story was boring. You know, it was told badly. The really cool cutscenes in D2 Resurrected, yeah, really nicely made. We're not part of them. We're not involved in that story. Maybe it gets better further on, but the gameplay was boring as well. So I'm hoping that this will, you know, be able to bridge a divide, shall we say.
You collapsed inside. I thought that darkness had swallowed you. I dragged you here and put this cursed place to the torch.
Probably for the best.
Happened to you in there?
Nothing good.
I saw...
It's nice our character having a voice as well.
A horned demon. She said the lords of hell are coming. She wanted to help the people survive.
Help them?
Mm-hmm.
She called them her children, and they welcomed her. Like... a mother.
Mother? No. It cannot be.
I'm afraid it is, Joseph.
I must report to the cathedral. Listen, there is a hermit to the northeast.
A man of questionable loyalty.
Questionable loyalty, but he knows of the forbidden. He might be useful to us.
Bring him to the cathedral in Kyovashad, and you will be in the light's favor.
Okay. Now, I have been to Kyovashad. I spent a lot of time in Kyovashad, and it's a really cool city with a lot of amenities in fairly easy to get to locations. But as I said, all of this stuff is new. Right, these are not new, but they didn't look like this in the Endgame beta. They were a little bit like the Kanai's Cube pedestal, actually, in D3. So they've upgraded. I believe they've been like this since the press beta. Maximum capacity of Murmuring Obels has been increased by 5 for all characters on this realm. So they give permanent buffs to characters on the realm for your accounts. They're all over the place. You only ever need to find them once. Because... oh, hello. Because it is all characters on your realm. There's a really great sense of weight. Kind of feel like we'll probably come back here at some points. There's a great sense of weight to your attacks, and you'll notice that our health isn't regenerating. Pretty much everything is breakable. Some of these things you can actually pray at and get buffs. Now, this little icon on the map that you can see is the icon for a cellar. Oh, it even tells you. Small chambers that can contain a wide range of contents. Sometimes they're chests. I believe sometimes that they're lore-related things. Usually, there's kind of a champion pack. Uh-oh. Blast. I think that's everything in here. Sometimes you get a chest. Sometimes it's just some enemies. Obviously, the higher level you are, the more likelihood there will be of getting a wider range of equipment. You can actually kill the little animals as well, but you can't normally target them. It's more... That's a shrine, I believe. A variety of short-term power increases. Conduit Shrine. Now, if you are a big fan of the Conduit Shrine in Diablo 3, this one is not the same. It does, however, seem to have been buffed. So you'll see, you actually have options down here which you can use to target enemies. You cannot target the ground with it. A pike? A grave bear? Grave bear hits hard. Once we get leap, we'll be able to leap down. Oh, speaking of, once we've got skills. Oh, we've got no skill points. So that's how shrines work. Which works for me. No skeleton archer. You're dead. I hear wargs. I also hear spiders. I was going to say, you can usually tell what's coming up from the sound cues. We're getting better with our ability to stay in whirlwind. Oh, they still... Oh, these things are gross. I like them a lot. It's going to explode. Ah! That's the new frozen effect. Yeah, things are starting to come together. And yeah, stuff is suitably gross, as you would hope. Oh. Frozen horses. Oh, use that. Right. We're now in the appropriate area. Shows us on the map. Herbs and ore can be found throughout the world and are used by artisans for a variety of functions. This stuff, Galovine, grab it every time you see it. Every single time. There was a massive issue with how much of it you needed. Grab all the gold we can at this early level. I like the way things that are frozen just kind of collapse underfoot. Getting a lot of basic weapon upgrades, which is absolutely fine. We are, however, filling up our inventory, and we do not yet have Town Portal. Yes, Galovine is needed for your an odd assortment of empty bottles. Some of them still reek of strong spirits. Galovine is used for your health potion upgrading.
Is anyone here?
Whatever is brewing smells awful.
What are you hiding back here?
Herbs, mushrooms, organs. Not for cooking. Healer's tools looking freshly used. A strange skull.
Short fangs. Young. Freshly turned. An easy kill. Further south than the others. They're spreading.
This man has a deep voice. Coated in dried blood. Is this intended to catch beast or human? That's a fallen skull, isn't it? Oh. In-game cutscene. Weirdly dropping down to 35 FPS. That's a nice axe texture. Hello.
If you're going to trespass into my home, rifle through my things, then at least have the decency to join me for supper.
What?
I'm bloody hungry.
Loathna. One of the Haradrim? Possibly?
That's quite the story.
I wish it wasn't true, but it is.
It's so weird having a voice.
Why did I have that vision?
Thank those friendly villagers. They gave you the blood of Lilith.
Lilith? Who's that?
Blood of a demon.
Not just any demon. The daughter of hatred. The mother of sanctuary. She was banished ages ago. But this world is her creation. It was prophesied she would come back.
What does she want?
Stuff? Things?
That's the question. Sanctuary has always been trapped amid the eternal conflict. A war between angels and demons.
We know this.
Serves neither side. She has her own plans for us.
And me? Am I corrupted?
Not sure yet. But you two share a connection. What will you do about it?
Well, she's kind of hot, so...
Find out what she's after.
I mean, yes, find out what she's after. That's
Good.
what I'll use it for.
Then we're in this together. Rest while you can. Then we'll start in Kyovashad. If we can't stop Lilith, we'll all be damned.
In Search of Answers complete. And we now have Loreth as part of our party, by the look of it. Accompany Loreth to Kyovashad. Right. Oh, hold on. Oh, hello. She's not evil, she's just misunderstood. Hail Lilith. Get back here. Oh. You died before you had the chance. There's no way of seeing the tooltips of things before you pick them up. Right, that's an ore vein. You just batter it. Nice. Give me that chest. Strider's Crown, blue helmet, some fire resistance. Again, not particularly worried about stats right now. Just basic upgrades will be fine. I'm actually going to stop picking up white things for a little while, because until we get Town Portal, we've got no easy way of... I feel like that should have exploded. But as I said, it's a beta. There are going to be things that are bugs.
I'm out of fury.
I think that little rattling spell sound is the shaman casting a summon. Oh, this is a special one.
I thought I'd live to see all this.
Oh. What is this statue?
The Angel in Arius. I'm sure you've heard the Cathedral of Light babbling about their Holy Father.
This man has such a deep voice.
He's real. An angel walks among us. And when he learns that Lilith is here, blood will flow. They are ancient enemies.
/ lovers.
They'll drag the whole damn world into their feud unless we can stop it. Let's not linger. Kyovashad lies just ahead.
Road's blocked. Should clear up when the storm is past.
When the tutorial is over. Yeah, it should just be here. Hold on. There's a real sense of weight to these attacks. Again, if you are really used to Diablo 3, you might find the attacks a bit slow.
Hold. To enter the city, you must
We have no time for this. To enter Kyovashad, you must perform a cleansing ritual. It's a meaningless gesture, but some people take comfort in it.
How dare you?
Just let him through, lad. I've tried for years to get Lorath to do the ritual.
Fine, but this one stays.
I'll meet you inside.
Take a piece of holy cedar wood from the shrine and inscribe it with the sin which troubles you. Then cast it into the brazier. As the fire burns the wood, so too will the light burn away your sin.
Sure it will. Nut job.
This is a waste of time.
Did you say something?
Will this have worked?
Good. You must feel as though a great weight has been
Yes. Totally.
lifted from you. Welcome to Kyovashad.
Quest complete. Rite of Passage. Okay. Unlocking waypoints. So this, I think, is basically where the closed beta started. Has anything moved? No, these are all in the same places. Interesting. Unlocked at player level 25 or acquiring Codex of Power. So we didn't have to do that. Nor did we have to do that. That was just done for us. Right, let's go and unlock the waypoint in the centre of town. Completed first of many. Entered Kyovashad during the beta. Interesting that it has beta-specific quests. Whom. Like the lighting. So, we have so far... Oh, there's an undiscovered waypoint there. I must have just passed it. Oh no, that was in the town, but it was instant, so we'll have to go back there. That's fine. That is fine. So, we've got the blacksmith.
What do you need?
Exploring Sanctuary. Waypoints allow you to fast travel around. Earn renown by completing various activities. There's loads of activities to do. Obtain a renown will grant rewards at certain thresholds. View the status of your region from the map. Salvage all of those things. There's a new animation on that. And that unlocks transmog things. Which is nice. You'll notice that there is no crafting. As of yet. I don't know how crafting is going to work in the full game. But there isn't any at the moment. Up here. Not in there. Up here. We have got our wardrobe. This is where we do our transmog thing. You can select different pigment sets. Or the defaults. They are generally quite cool. You can go for the unequipped look. Or wear different bits and pieces if you want. I quite like that, actually. Stick with that. Gonna go with that. Go with that. Save that. I don't know whether this costs anything. You can have like wardrobe sets, which cost. You can also skin your weapons, including looking like they're unequipped if you want. Don't actually want to deselect those. And there's the back slot, which we've seen an example of. You can also change your makeup, your jewelry, and your markings. You cannot, to the best of my knowledge, change your hair and stuff. Maybe you will be able to at some point. And here's your stash, which works exactly as you would expect a stash to. There is an ability to pin by right-clicking anywhere on the map, and it shows you a route for how to get there. I would assume they've done a fair chunk of work on this since the closed beta, because at times it wasn't very good.
So, what did you write on the little piece of wood? I bet you didn't write anything at all. Wouldn't blame you.
No comments.
Well, it matters little, I suppose.
A horse? You're going somewhere?
I'm off to the dry steppes in search of that pale man from your vision.
Elias.
I must know what part he plays in all this. But first, I need you to retrieve something of mine while I finish my negotiations. A merchant in the center of the city has it. Just tell him I sent you.
Wait, is this Lorath from Diablo 3?
Cracked hooves, sway back, cloudy eyes. This poor thing is practically crawling.
That's not good. Speak with the merchant. Lorath sent me.
Ah, so the old man's finally decided to buy it back. Knowing him, he didn't mention coin, did he? If he wants his weapon, you will need to pay.
Yeah. Purchase Lorath's pole arm. 20 gold? Oh, I've got 3,500.
Wait. The old man sold me this too. Said he didn't need it anymore, but I think he'd want it back all the same.
A strange
No charge.
amulet. C to view infantry. An old amulet of unique design. Shows wear from years of use, perhaps as a badge of office.
I'm not ready yet.
Oh, I've got skills to spend. Furious Whirlwinds. After using Whirlwind for 2 seconds, it deals 30% times increased damage until it is cancelled. Or, when using a slashing weapon, Whirlwind also inflicts 20% of its base damage as bleeding damage over 5 seconds. Ooh, that is a choice, isn't it? So we can get just generic 30% damage, which certainly has its appeal. Or we can have that to deal bleeding damage. I think just because we're low level and things aren't taking that long to die, I think we'll go with that. Also, I need to pick one of those next time.
Apologies.
As if you'd forgotten.
He also gave me this amulet. What is it?
The mark of the Haradrim.
Uh-huh. Told you.
An ancient order.
Actually, did I say that out loud? I might not have done.
Sworn to protect Sanctuary from demons. These days, we are few in number. There is another Haradrim. Donan. His breadth of knowledge about demons is equal only to his hue.
Ah, this guy's voice is so deep.
Sounds like he could help us.
You should seek him out in Skosglen. But don't forget about the cathedral. They'll be expecting you, and they might prove to be useful allies too.
You're not coming with me?
I'm going to the Dry Steppes to find out who that pale man is. Join me when you can. Just
that'll be a while
be
yet.
careful. Your ties to Lilith, the visions you see. You are the key to finding her and stopping whatever she has planned.
That's handy. Oh, woo.
Sometimes our paths in life are set to collide. We just don't know it.
The limb darkening around the
by
edge of the
accident or
screen
fate's hand.
popped in a little bit there.
There is nothing we can do about it. The Wanderer lost in the storm. Fed the blood of Lilith. Saved by a lone monk. Different lives and incidents drawn together.
I like the armor on these guys.
What? Destiny?
Ooh, 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 ooh.
Or some greater power pulling the strings?
A little bit of texture pop in there.
I did not know.
It seemed to work its way up through the different resolutions.
At the time, I thought I had the chance to protect humanity from the daughter of hatred.
Foreshadowing.
The Wanderer's connection to her gave me hope. Imagine that.
It's almost as if we are become the Dark Wanderer in this one. Okay. We have got multiple. Interesting. This quest cannot be progressed in this version of the game. Oh, because it's in Skosglen and Dry Steppes. Yeah, we are limited to Fractured Peaks. Locations on the map tab marked with cards contain new purchased items. Purchased armor, weapons, and other character cosmetics are found in the wardrobe. Answers cosmetics found in the stable. Emotes are found when editing the action wheel. Done already. Ah! And now, people are here. And, interestingly, the frame rate hasn't taken a massive nosedive. This place was very, very laggy in the closed beta, as you might imagine. So we can go and do the... In fact, let's go and do the Cathedral of Lights. I don't need to read these tooltips because I remember them. So this is our world tier statue. We can use this to change between the different world tiers. Recommended 50 to 70. Interesting. That's changed. Sacred items and unique items can drop. I'm sure that was 60 before. That's when you can start doing nightmare dungeons and so on and so forth. But more XP, more gold, more resistances, and a lot more for the torment difficulty. It's a cool statue of Anarius. This is a Cathedral of Light. This is where we needed to go to beat a boss. Beat a boss in a dungeon, actually.
We were born in sin, children of darkness. But the Father's light can be sought through penitence and faith.
The lighting is nicely done.
Walk in the light.
Reverend Mother, I received a report of a
Vigo!
potential demon sighting. Horned woman near Yelesna Mines.
Oh.
Performed routine inspection. Nothing yet. Sent in priest and escort of knights. We'll report in when we find something.
Reverend Mother Prother.
We must be ever vigilant against sin, brother.
Yes, Reverend Mother.
Oh, Joseph.
Let the light of Anarius burn away wickedness. Let not temptation lead you from his holy radiance. Let righteousness sear away corruption and sin.
I like the
Cast out thy
carpet.
darkness, for only light must remain.
Cast out thine darkness, for only light must remain.
Hi.
Is this the one from Nevesk?
Yes, Reverend Mother. Did Lorath not accompany you?
He sent me on without him.
Putting
course he
faith
did.
in that old man was a mistake. What could possibly be of greater import?
Lilith.
So, you know.
Uh-huh. I was paying attention.
We have received word from one of our knights of a demon sighting in Gale Valley. The description matches too closely to the sighting in Nevesk. If you would travel to Yelesna and take stock of the events there, you would have the gratitude of the Cathedral of Light.
Sure, I can do
I
that.
thought to send Lorath, but
Again, he fails in his duty.
with or without Lorath, the will of Anarius shall be done.
Churchy people. Gotta love them.
Here, take the knight's report before you go.
That night's report.
Reverend Mother, I received a report of a potential
Already done. So the biggest difference between this and the endgame beta was that we have quests to lead us around areas. Oh! We've now got our dungeons showing up. Might go and get that. That's quite useful. Is that the bubble one? That might be the bubble one. So you'll see that a lot of these are specific to a particular class. So that is something that you have to watch out for. Kyovashad.
For 100 generations, hell itself imprisoned Father Inarius. But they could not break him. He cast off his infernal shackles and returned to us. And now he will guide the faithful along the...
Yes. Right, down here. Lisbeth is our purveyor of cure. This is our gambler. And we can use obols, of which we have 0. At some point, we got some rare shoes.
Just take the bread, stubborn fool. It was free. I don't need a handout.
Can we use the alchemist yet? They've got some nice lighting added. Oh, we need level 10. Need level 10. And you'll see that, yes, we need some Galavine. It definitely seems like they've made Galavine much more easy to get. Crushed beast bones.
Blessings.
I have to look out for, though. Because they were an absolute nightmare. Originally. So, yes, we are now at a stage where we can go and explore. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not click the like button and consider subscribing. Remember, you can ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, cheerio.